Hey everybody, welcome to the Ranwin Parked podcast show thingamajig with myself, Cone Dodger, Kurt J. Mack, and ZK, who is going to start us out this week with some rad stories. Weren't ready for that, were you?
No. So this past weekend was Redwood Austin. Kurt went to Redwood. I went to Redwood Austin last year. If you're unfamiliar, it is a car show based around 80s and 90s in the same sort of vibe as, Goodwood, where you're supposed to be in dress and in period.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's why it was called Radwood. That makes a lot of sense.
But it's 80s and 90s cars.
I thought it was just Radwood.
So 80s and 90s dress and everything. So me and Baca drove the Roadmaster and the Cappuccino to Austin, which is from our place 3 hours-ish, which was a long drive in the Cappuccino. Actually, it was the drive back that was worse. But anyway, we had a great
both
time.
ways in the snow. It was awful.
There's this one section of 71 that was just like undulating. And I was literally just like bouncing up and down in my seat. And then I turn around and Baca and the Roadmaster is just like the smoothest ride in the
Just
world.
chilling.
I was so jealous.
Listening to her cassettes, just having a good old time.
She had a J-Lo cassette playing too.
Quality. If you ever need an explanation of like what's Baca like, driving a Roadmaster, listening to a J-Lo cassette, that's Baca.
But yeah, apparently this was double the size of last year. I heard there was something like 600 entries.
Obviously, they have a ramp truck. That's two vehicles right there.
An 80s ramp truck with an 80s Porsche on the back, as is tradition.
Porsche running as it should.
And they had the Nat 40 there. They had a 959 there. There was a Countach there. I don't have pictures of those cars because they're boring. What I do have is pictures of interesting cars like the Chrysler by Maserati.
Oh, what a thing that is. What a sad thing this is.
Yeah. It's basically a LeBaron, but it was not good. But it was there, and that's what Rad was about. A lot of times, the cool, interesting things are, why is there this perfectly preserved Corolla here, like a 94 Corolla, just sitting there?
But there's also rad things too.
Yeah, like this Integrale.
Yeah, like ducks. How have you not gotten an Integrale yet? Come on.
Lancia.
Get yourself Lancia. That man in the background, you know what? He's got his cup in his hand. He's sitting there going, Lancia. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so one of the things, like I said, it was it's
spicy.
80s and 90s dress and stuff too. So one of the things is that we had like a set of pogs in the back of the Roadmaster.
Nice.
And here's a Mark 7 and this weird thing, which if anyone in the audience can guess what it used to be.
I mean, obviously, I'm pathetic and I can tell by the valve cover, but yeah.
Yeah, I know too. But there's not much left of what it was.
What was it?
You can't tell them, Kurt. They have to guess. Interaction. We're an interactive people.
Gotta get those.
Otherwise, we're gonna go on a rampage.
Hey.
These things, for being trash for the last like 40 years, they're starting to become a little bit popular. All of a sudden, again, I see. Or maybe for the first time. I don't know that they were that popular to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not good, but they are interesting.
That's what's cool about Radwood to me, is the cars that you could best describe as it's not good, belong there. and sometimes those cars that are not good are actually pretty fun, or at least funny. So it's a neat
and there's
thing.
a lot of weird stuff there.
And if you want to see more pictures, you should follow us on Instagram, where I'm sure we're going to have more pictures, because you two go with a disposable camera and take pictures with that.
Which is why I don't have a picture in this set of the Wienermobile that was also there, because that's on the disposable camera.
Now, was it an 80s Wienermobile?
I believe it was a 90s Wienermobile.
It's tough to say.
Yeah, who knew 90s Wienermobile was not something that just rolled off the tongue?
And I got to go inside it, and it's someone like who was with us walked in, and they turned around and looked, and they're like, "I don't know what I expected."
No, life does not prepare you to be inside of a wiener. It really doesn't. I'm excited because there is a Redwood in South Carolina that's remotely close to me. Interestingly, it's like 3 hours from me, and this one's like 3 hours from you. And I'm excited to experience one. It seems like if there is a car show for me, this is probably the car show for me.
Yeah. Is that the first year they're running it in South Carolina?
It seems like it, because I couldn't find any information about one from last year. It's at the Michelin Proving Grounds, which is a huge facility. So hopefully, I just don't know what kind of audience there is in the area. Like, there's a lot of car enthusiasm here, but it's usually like Wingadinga or trucks or muscle cars that are racing, that kind of stuff. Not so much of like the imports or the 80s even, looking stuff. So I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and these pictures are not exactly representative of what was there, because there was trucks. There was this weird...
It's a truck.
One of the best in show cars was a, 90s Bronco. There's... Yeah.
All over the place. That's the fun of it. I still look forward to it. And there's like a... What percentage would you say at this point? What's the chances that there could be a little Ranwin Park gathering there?
Fairly well.
Maybe. Fairly well percentage, everybody, that I will be
Very
there
scientific here.
in the 240, and ZK might be there. ZK and Pocket might be there as well.
Maybe.
No promises. Maybe. No promises. But there's a chance if you're in South Carolina.
If I just happen to be in the area.
Yeah. Yep. Very close. Shall we begin with the main theme of the show? Well, nobody's stopping me, so here we go.
Yeah,
Nobody has stopped me. This is a 1974 Pontiac two-door station wagon. Someone truly cares about their vehicle for sale when they can't even name it. They don't even know what it is.
It's got quite a few miles on it.
Yeah, 730. I guess did they just smash their forehead into the keyboard here? The exterior color is listed as brown, and it's very not brown. Car in real good shape, all original. Everything is there. We're running when it was parked. Do you have the paperwork?
Okay. I know exactly what happened here. This was voice to text. And it was the old guy. He was like, okay, car's in really good shape, original everything. It was running when parked. And then he turns to his wife and goes, "Do you have the paperwork?"
And post.
And yeah, done. Post. What it is, I believe it's the Pontiac. It's Astra. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's like a Vega. And Ranwin parked, and this one hasn't run in a minute. I would say it's been very parked. It's parked. It's in there.
Yeah, the pine needles are almost up to the bottom of it.
Yeah, not looking so good, but a neat body shape. I think we've seen a few of these on the show. Most of them, though, didn't have their own layer of moss in the floorboard, or
and the empty bush cans.
The empty bush cans and depleted box of bush, and then bush, and then a tire, a wheel in the passenger seat. Put that in your bingo cards.
The keys are just right there though, so you can come and get it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll start right up. Look at that speedometer. Look at how much of that speedometer is below 20 miles an hour.
Straight up and down is 40.
And then 80 is just over there in like no man's land. Like this is never gonna happen. If it wasn't probably, a terrible slow 80s, late 70s General Motors product, I really like the body shape of these. Like it's got a neat, where's the side picture?
Yeah.
It's got a neat
I
look.
like everything about it other than that very front clip. I don't like the suck in a headlight, like angular thing, and it's got weird nostrils.
Well, it's a Pontiac. They have to have the nostrils,
it's
right?
Pontiac as opposed to the Vega had a different.
Right.
But the rest of it, like even the front fenders are fine. It's just,
I mean, car in real
tragic
good
front
shape. Real good shape.
yeah,
It's
okay.
a shape. Does that say in the back? Maybe that will help me. Zoom, enhance. Nope. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Sorry, CSI. That's a classic Ranwin Parked.
A classic Ranwin Parks.
Speaking of classic,
Yeah, what could be more classic than the logo car? I am kind of stretching a little bit here because unfortunately it doesn't say ran when parked in the ad, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a ran when parked. A 1971 240Z. They want $6,895, a very specific amount of money. It says it has lots of work done, runs and drives, but a parked body. Very solid. New seats, have paint. Safari Gold. This is Safari Gold, this paint color. These are finally brings good money. These are finally brings good money. Restored call Steve. In Boise, might deliver, no text or emails.
Boy, we're really hitting on the great ads this week, aren't we?
Yeah, we got the voice to speech.
Did we unintentionally do the text or voice to speech?
Voice to speech.
To
You know what I mean.
That's what I need right now.
Yeah, we need the voice to speech app in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a project that was started at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Primer gray, missing the headlight buckets.
No, that's gold.
Well, this one's more gold.
Yeah, I don't know
True,
if this is.
there's
I don't know
a-
if this is more current or less current, or
Right.
is this what's
He
under the
says it
primer?
runs and drives great. I see no indication, which is why I'm saying this is ran when parked.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
what's going
did
on
not-
there.
They did not cover the interior at all while they
No.
were sanding down that Bondo or
No, I
whatever.
mean,
and
that
it's
dashboard
just filthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is an
You'll like
engine
hit a
there.
bump and sneeze.
There is an engine. There's a lot of things that are there, but there's a lot of questions that need answers, especially for $6,895.
Yeah.
If we could talk them
But
down
hey.
to 6,890,
Yeah. I mean, after all, these are finally bring good money.
these are finally bring good money. Finally, it's been freaking 15 years since you couldn't touch one of these things.
Right.
Finally bring good money. Get out.
I'm always a bit hesitant of someone who does the body work. Arguably the hardest part, and then that's where they give up.
Yeah, and then that makes you question also the body work and
Yeah.
the amount of filler we're seeing in this picture. And I mean, I'm kind of guilty of this, but people that put the primer or they put their filler on top of bare metal instead of priming it and then starting to put the body filler in there is a bad sign. That's the sign of somebody that does not do body work.
Yeah, I see a lot of. There's a sewing machine in the background. This does not look like a body shop.
Maybe
This does not look like an ASC certified reputable establishment.
they do interiors and exteriors, ZK.
Okay.
They have solid new
You say
seats
so.
and Safari Gold. I just hope it finally brings good money. Finally. Poor Z's. Poor us
Poor
for never
Zs.
being able to have a Z because of they finally bring good money. Speaking of bringing good money, this is good money, ZK.
Mm-hmm. We have a 65 Ford F100, which it's in rough shape, but it looks in good shape. I don't know how to put it.
It has a wonderful patina.
Magnificent patina.
Oh, sorry,
They call
magnificent.
it a magnificence.
It has 1 million miles on it. That's impressive.
It kind of looks like it does, to be
Yeah.
honest. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
it's
nice, so
pretty rough, but it's not a step side. It's a flare side
Right.
bed.
And it's not a unibody. I thought maybe when they said it was an F1, it was a unibody, but it's not.
No, it's actually an F100, and there's badges that says it's an F100. But as far as old rusty trucks, it looks mostly complete.
Yeah. Complete rust
And-
bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
But that's just, I think those fenders are extra pieces, aren't they?
They are, but they're like part of the bed. They're not like, I don't think they're
But
aftermarket.
these, you can order this whole body in a catalog these days.
Sure, but then you spent
But that piece-
$60,000 on this.
Yeah. But it is only $650.
Yeah, I mean
And
for
I
650
feel
bucks.
With a tune-up and like a carb, it might run some new tires.
I really like the fifth wheel hitch in the middle of the bed. Like, can you just imagine with a 6-cylinder 3 on the tree? Yeah, this is what you would want. It's a good lawn ornament. This is a token front of the yard. Look at my Ford truck kind of truck.
Yeah, and like they want $650, which is not insane for this. Like we see a lot of these things, like a $7,000 not running Z
I don't
for
know.
a tenth of the price.
I don't know if these have really. It's been very hit or miss. I've seen some of these F100s and older Fords that are like absolutely insane money, and then I see a dozen of them for like $1,000, $2,000. So I don't know
I think
where
the-
they are in the world.
I think the hot ones right now are probably the like what mid 70s one, the next generation.
Yeah, the high
F100s.
boys seem to be
Yeah,
a popular thing at the moment. And maybe this is like of an era of the boomer, the winga dinga one generation, so they're not as desirable anymore. But body style wise, I think these were much more attractive than the later ones.
Mm-hmm.
And even my generation, I feel like my generation got a little plain looking versus these had some character to them.
yeah. And that windshield looks brand new.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably $650 right there.
I need a windshield. Think they fit?
No, I'm sorry.
I doubt it. I doubt that it does. Awaits restoration or repurpose. You know, that's fair. They even admit that it would make a good lawn ornament.
have you seen? You know what? This just I found the buyer of this. Do you remember the Buc-ee's near me?
Uh-huh.
There's that truck that's painted in Buc-ee's color that's just
Right.
sitting inside.
Yep.
This would be a perfect like advertisement thing for $600. Little bit of paint and like a stencil, you're good to go.
So you're saying we should buy this, do it up in like Ranwin Park graphics, and park it. Well,
Yeah.
my plan has come undone. Oh, that was a noise that everybody's gonna hear because I don't have time to edit this video. So enjoy. Your Windows just made a blong noise, and it was all you. You did that. It wasn't me. All right. I'm looking forward to this. Before we start to watch this, you guys won't be able to hear it, but I'm going to play this right now.
I'm Powers2440, and I endorse this mistake.
Very nice. Thank you, Powers, because Powers2440 has endorsed this mistake.
Do we have a soundboard now? Is that what that is?
Yeah. It is a 1960s Lancia project car.
Lancia.
Lancia. It is a 1960s Lancia with 4-door suicide doors. This is a posting for somebody else. Do not contact this person about this car. Which leads me to wonder how exactly I'm going to purchase this car, because this is a mistake I would 100% make. This thing's freaking adorable.
Yes.
Look at those doors. Look at them.
What year was this? 60?
60s. They don't even know. They don't even know. But
That doesn't matter.
this is
Perfect.
100% up the alley of the kind of mistakes that Powers would make.
It comes with literature. It
multiple
has
times.
seats.
It has seats. It has an interior. Like, look, it's a complete car.
Oh man, what's that box on the bottom?
I think that's the heater. I like how we could
It's like a
tell.
little robot.
I like how
Little
we could tell
heater
Kurt
robot.
like leaned in to see the monitor close.
It was weird. Like normally they're hanging from under the dash or whatever. That's just on the floor.
And I
Look
just
at that
moved.
entry.
I need hangers. I just realized I don't have enough hangers. And look at this. I got a whole pack of them.
In frisbees or
Hubcaps.
hubcaps.
Yeah, they're good suicide doors too. Like,
Yeah. It's really safe.
oh yeah, totally fine.
Structural integrity.
Surely there's no reason they're called suicide doors.
$2,000?
I love it.
Well, good thing they say don't contact them, so I won't.
Yeah, it's a shame because if I could contact them, it's pretty darn close to where I live, and I want it. I wonder if this has the same kind of like crazy boxer engine as the mistakes that Powers has made. I don't know.
I don't know. Owner does have the motor and transmission, so are they not in the car at the moment?
Who knows? Who knows?
cares?
Also, Cone, it also has no title.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, that's worn off.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is we get a 240 firewall and put a KA in it.
Yep. That's 100% what I would do with something like this. Is like not like leave it patina-y, but just leave it looking original. Throw a modern drivetrain into it and just confuse people. You know what would be great in this thing? A twin air, like a Fiat 500 engine. That would be a riot. I want it. I want to do it. I want 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 it.
But you hate red wheels.
I don't care. I want it. I actually don't mind the red wheels on that so much. It's silly, and I like silly. Powers, please do not help me enable this mistake, please. Don't enable yourself either. You already have 2 ridiculous Italian cars that are never gonna run. Mistake. What did it say? Oh, mistake Mustang.
Mistake. If I, in the theme of the last episode, if I was gonna this is how I would ding a. If I was gonna Mustang, this is how I would Mustang. In this mistake, a 1965 Mustang for $4,500. It's a 6-cylinder, obviously. It's a manual, not so obvious, and it's like in good enough shape.
It's
where you could drive it, but bad enough shape where you don't care about it.
If you look through the dictionary and you find the word okay.
The okay cars are the dangerous ones, though.
Mhm. Is this
Like, it
also
runs-
a dealership?
Yeah, it is like a dealership. I don't know
Why?
how they ended up with it. But
Oh, it's only got 1 mile on it.
Oh wow. 1
no,
mile.
fresh off the assembly line.
Like it's not very rusty. It has rust. It's not very dented, but it has dents. It's not very brown, but it's brown. It's yeah. Oh, the engine's been
Yeah, I mean, that's
nicely
the
done.
engine and everything looks fantastic.
Yeah. Who puts this much effort into like restoring the engine in a 6-cylinder Mustang?
Right, and then leaves the body like it is.
That's pretty crazy. That's a nice looking engine.
Yeah.
It's a
All,
dent.
like everything attached to it is brand new.
Yeah. That's really weird. Oh, it's on the I figured it was going to be like a 3 on the tree or something, but no.
It's got no door cards
Yeah.
or carpets.
I-
The floorboards might be a question, but
Yeah, I can't tell if the floorboards are. I don't think they're
They're-
very there.
I mean, that is one of those foam puzzle pieces as on the passenger side.
Well, I got to tell you, they have not finished this puzzle. How much monies was this? How many monies was they asking? 45.
4,500, which for this is a bit. I mean, the
It's a
engine,
bit.
like we said, is all
True.
well done. I suppose maybe in this condition, if it was a V8, maybe 4,500.
$3,000, and I could see this being a mistake that you could make. Have some fun, have a fun like summer driving season with it, and then SVX it.
And then SV exit. That's the new terminology, everybody. Get
Yep.
used to it.
Sign and drive in
that-
under 15 minutes. No.
Is that SV exit?
Very nice. Very nice.
Ah.
Got it.
That's why we keep them around. Easy financing options, though, Kurt.
Oh, I might need that.
Could you imagine financing this thing?
Financing a 1965 6-cylinder Mustang in okay shape. I'm sure you can get that like 70-month loan on it too. That'll be $17 per month.
For the rest of your life.
And that's $12 a month in interest. I never saw you as a Mustang enthusiast at all, especially of that generation.
If I was gonna tang, that's how I would muss. Yeah, it was kind of on my list of like, first cars, just because it's like easy mode. It's like you said, you could buy all the parts out of the catalog
there
or
is
whatever.
There is that.
But yeah, otherwise, I really have no specific affinity for the Mustang. Any generation.
Speaking of not having an affinity for things, ZK?
A 2003 Toyota Mr. 2, which is the Spider generation that nobody likes except for me, apparently.
No, there's a legion of people that are enthusiasts for these cars, which obviously because the thing is $6,000.
Which, as far as MR2s go, like this is a fairly nice one that like I found nearly a dozen of them for sale, but this just was a manual and it was a good color, which is this dark metallic green. But because of the Mighty Car Mods thing recently, and they have the second gen, I was like, MR2s are cool, but what could I get like around here? And it's this one.
You can have a car that's more headlight than body panel.
But they're like the lightest MR2. There's like nothing to them.
There's a stark difference between this picture and this picture.
They cleaned the headlights. That's the only difference.
I don't know, the paint just looks like immaculate in this picture, and it looks kind of meh in this picture.
They washed the car, okay?
Oh man, I never realized how big the taillights are too, the match.
Yeah, they were...
Well, the whole car is small.
It's
Right.
a small car with, like, a full-sized car's lights.
Yes.
Oh, it's got a check engine light.
Of course. 114,000 miles. But, like, I feel at this point, this is, what would you call it? Peak uncool? for
Yeah.
This
the-
car?
Over the last 5 years or so has been the uncoolest this car has ever been.
Yeah, and will ever be, in my opinion.
Yeah, they'll probably come back around, especially as the price of driving gasoline cars increases again. These cars were very small, they were very fuel efficient and fun, and we've basically, taken a shotgun to that kind of car class, so this is one of the last ones you can get like that.
Was there ever a hardtop version of this generation?
No.
Yeah,
There's hard
I
tops.
think
Oh yeah, okay.
but there's not like a coupe style, which is so sad because I really do feel like that would have it would have excused those headlights a little bit. If they could have just taken this car and given it a fixture reduction surgery, this car would have been honestly one of the best MR2s because they were very, very good cars. But boy,
I think
are they ugly.
they're like mechanically like the best MR2. I mean, they don't have the turbo.
They actually engines had some big issues, but
well, yeah. I mean, they might have sucked up bits of the catalytic converter, causing the engines to explode. But yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't
tidbit.
I mean, usually when you get one that has like 116,000 miles on it, it's lived beyond that point of its life. Like somebody's already fixed it.
Yeah, they had the recall done and it's fixed and it should be fine.
And
it's also weird that some of these came with like a sequential almost.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
That's apparently real bad and stay away from.
Gosh. Not only is it like atrocious to work on, there was somebody that autocrossed one, and it's like it shifts a manual transmission in an automated way, but it shifts like you expect somebody who's never been inside a manual car to shift. Like it's the revs don't match. It's super slow, and it will just hang. Like it'd be like, I'm sitting at red line. Can I have another gear? It just won't. Oh, it's bad.
I was going to ask Cone's thoughts on the Mighty Car Mods MR2. I thought you would.
I
have opinions
you
on
missed
that.
The existential crisis, didn't you?
I've hated myself a lot in my life. I never hated myself more as soon as he rolled that car in there, because I missed mine so much. And it had to be the same freaking color, too, and the same body style. Like, it looks like my car. And then he brings it in and is like, oh, this is a great deal. I got it for $8,000. And I just had these, like, horrible flashbacks of barely selling mine for $2,500. And I hate myself. Because I love that body style. Like, that is the quintessential MR2 to me. Like, that is a car that I think is one of the best looking cars of the 90s.
I mean, you could just be like me and never sell any cars, and then you don't have to feel bad about it later.
You never succumb to the SV exit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this term. I created it, and I'm really just not sure.
Oh, man, I already designed a shirt and everything.
Kurt's just on a roll with the shirts. Get your Kurt shirt.
So it's the SVX driving towards the sunset, but Kurt's like walking away from it with a big smiling face, holding a wad of cash.
That's good. Oh boy. All right. Now that we've become very interested in things, let's tone it back a little bit here with some mildly interesting things. Like this mildly interesting 1957 Nash Rambler Custom 6.
Yes.
Which has just the cutest face.
All the Nashes are very weird looking and they're awesome, and it makes complete sense that they went out of business.
I mean, it's just so weird in every way.
Yeah.
It
reminds me of like
look at this face.
It's a 50s cartoon of a car.
It really is. It really is. And
this one's immaculate.
This is a nice car. Like, this is way out of the price range of anything I would usually pick. But I mean, honestly, for $12,000, this is like a show-ready car, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And people must look at these and just... if they're not impressed, they at least laugh. Isn't that what you want?
The side profile?
I think there is a perfect side profile. I guess not.
Well, just from the side.
Right, yeah.
It looks like the greenhouse is like a trapezoid, but upside down, so the narrow part is down.
Yep.
And then the roof is wider than the bottom. It's a very odd shape.
It's very odd. And like the thumbnail picture of this and those eyes caught me, and I was just like, I don't know what this is, but I need to know more about it. Because I'm sorry, Dad, to disappoint you. I had no idea what Nash even was before we started this show. Like, I thought Nash was like a model of car, and no, they are just their own independent weird
And then they got
things.
bought or had some affiliation with AMC, and you know how well that company did.
Yeah. Very nice car though. This is a Winga that I would dinga only because it's so wrong.
It's purple.
It is a little bit purple, but it's also a
Plum.
little bit burgundy. I feel like, I don't know why. I'm sorry, Kurt, but I feel like this is the car that I could really see Kurt just driving in. Like I could just, I just see his face in the windshield as it drives by.
Possibly. Yeah, I would.
It's because it's like the Homer, but actually a car.
It kind of
Who
is,
doesn't
yeah.
know what a car is drew one, and then they made that.
In the front, it looks like because of the way the sides are, it looks like you're looking at the back and the front of a car at the same time. Like if you change these to red, those are taillights. It's so weird. Nothing else about it's really interesting, but it's weird looking, and I like it.
It's got a lot of details.
It does. Even like the side trim is interesting and weird and pointless and perfect. Be weird, pointless, and perfect. That's my life motto. What in the heck is this?
What in the heck is this
I don't know,
weird
Kurt.
thing?
I'm more than
What's
mildly
that?
interested.
You're more than. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm off. It is only $500 more than your Nash. A 1988 Fiat Ritmo Abarth 130 TC.
I got goosebumps as
With
you were
just
saying that.
38,000 kilometers.
Oh, so it's an import. It's not a.
It is an import,
Not
but it's
something we got.
left-hand drive. It looks like.
Oh, that's
The Ritmo Abarth. I never know how to say that. I always want to say Arbath. Was a
That's-
homologation, in many ways, as an Italian answer to the Volkswagen Rabbit. It has a twin cam power plant, 2 liters, high compression, yada yada yada. This
Oh,
one has Webers.
It's got hot cams. Give me some of them hot cams.
Those hot cams. So yeah, this if you want to win Redwood, this
No
probably won't
joke.
do it, but it'll be interesting.
Actually, it might.
Yeah, I think this would be Redwood very approved.
Yeah, because they have like the raddest import, and this would be pretty up there. For reference, the one that won Austin was the raddest import was a Lada.
I mean, that's a lot of car, so.
It's too much. I think we've hit our quota. We've well surpassed our quota of cheesy pun jokes.
From the front, it looks like kind of like an Integrale, kind of very sporty. And then you get to the back, and it's like, oh, Geo Metro.
Right.
No, but it's that has that sort of like low slung where the taillights are underneath the middle of the body line, kind of like the air cooled Porsches are and everything. I like the way it looks.
I don't
I think this is
dislike
really
it.
cool.
It just doesn't look as sporty from the back as it does from the front.
Compared to what? Have you seen this
Compared to, like, the
third-gen
Integrale?
Supra, second-gen Supra?
That's a lot of dash.
That is a lot of dash.
I like how all the warning lights are just there, and then the whole thing lights up instead of
And they're also huge because Italian.
yeah. Then just the symbols light up. Like no, it's the whole thing.
That's a nice car.
Good thing I don't have $12,000.
No kidding. Hey, Ducks. I know you couldn't afford the Integrale. How about this?
What is that? A Vigila?
Oh, it's like a rally timer.
Vigila Flash.
Real flash.
I don't
And
think
that's
you can
just the
say
clock,
that on
right?
YouTube.
No, sorry.
Look at
What, you
the
got a little
vanity light.
flashlight you can take out?
That's cool. Abarth. Cool seats. Very cool seats. I'm into it. Oh,
is
cool
awesome.
looking engine.
Double dual Webers.
That's
Dual overhead
that sells me
cam.
right there. Just a good valve
I bet
cover.
this sounds amazing.
Oh, it probably sounds and runs awful, but I want it.
It's only got 32,000 kilometers.
Yeah, for good reason. I assume it's
Couldn't
front
stand
engine,
anymore.
front wheel drive. I just assumed that because
Probably.
it's a rabbit competitor. Yeah. This is very this is pushing the limits of mildly interesting.
I suppose it's mildly interesting to me because I don't know anything about the segment or the heritage or
If it wasn't this,
those engines.
I would be more than mildly interesting. But because it's this, $12,500, mildly interested it is.
Why is it that I turn my nose up at the German version of this, the GTIs? But
You hate things that are good.
Italian, and I'm all because German cars are unreliable.
I think it's because like Germans pride themselves on their engineering, and they're very methodical about the way they build things, and then they build things that are infuriating when they break. When the Italians build something, they go, "This is fast, this is sexy, this is great," and they go, "By the way, it's going to break, and you're going to deal with it, and you're going to enjoy it anyway."
I guess it's just about setting expectations.
A little bit, yeah. Wait a minute.
So, my mildly interesting car is one that Kurt had last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
was the best
2
of.
episodes ago.
Yeah. A 1970 Toyota Corona. And this is not the same car,
Oh,
but it's the
jeez.
same color.
You said the word Corona, now we're demonetized. $6,500.
But it's basically the same thing. And $6,500?
This is a 4-door. Mine was a coupe.
Ah, that's
rare
that's
coupe.
other.
The rare coupe.
It's got cool wheels on it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
being
this one's-
being lowered it on those cool wheels really has helped this car for me.
Yes.
I feel like the front's different too. Like the,
I don't know.
I mean, it's got the same like shape, but I feel like those headlight dishes, I don't know what to call them, are like deeper or something like that. I don't know.
I do agree. Something seems different. Yeah, from this picture, it looks kind of the same though. I don't know.
I almost feel like the grill is installed upside down to give it that effect. It almost looks like that, right?
I see what you're saying. And if that is the case, that's amazing.
And kind of brilliant. Huh. Car's in nice shape. It's not like
It's not perfect,
pristine,
but
but it's very nice.
yeah. And it looks like it runs and drives fine. They said they took it to import face off. And like,
Please tell me they drag raced it. I don't know if the timer goes up that high.
25-second quarter, 30-second quarter.
Yeah, these things will make the Corolla look like a rocket ship.
Hello. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi. My Discord decided it was time to restart itself, so I'm back. Hi. Continue.
You just missed my dig at the Corolla. You're fine. Moving right along. This is a nice car.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly
And I
interested in
didn't-
it, but
And the price isn't terribly bad. Like, yeah. I thought it was interesting. Especially since, what's the chances that I find another Corona in like good shape near me?
probably pretty low. 145 amps on that alternator. Good lord, that engine's really getting sapped for power now, trying to turn that alternator. I mean, probably... It used to probably ride better than the Cappuccino, but not anymore.
Well, the Cappuccino's also lowered in on, yeah.
Well, that is...
Yes.
That is...
Agreed.
Yes.
Oh, noise again. That is mildly interesting. I was mildly interested. mildly moving on to the best ads, including last week's competition of Kurt's absolutely disgusting, awful abomination, the lifted 240Z, ZK's Yo Man, and mine, but actually my dad's Fiero Trike, which is the winner at 56% of the vote. ZK and Kurt tied at 21%. So
those two cars are equally as awful.
Yeah. No, you kind of had the best.
Yeah, you chose awesome.
Yeah.
Best.
Kurt chose.
Well, apparently our audience rates these cars the same, so what means anything?
Does that mean this is the
metric
best?
is
Then? No, the only reason this one is because of the cat.
Yeah, I know.
The cat really just wins everything, right? Kurt, doesn't having cats on camera just make everything better?
It does.
I'm so mad at you. Thank you, everybody, for voting on last episode's Best Ads of the Week. It's time for this week's Best Ads of the Week. And mine is a long bug. 1965 Volkswagen Beetle stretch limo. It has, of all things, Willwood brakes and a Willwood pedal assembly, Kenwood stereo, 6 speakers, amp, great running and driving, car looking to sell. And it's, as described, it's a stretch bug.
For $15,000 though?
$15,000, yes.
Is that just a weird optical illusion, or is the hood warbly?
The roof? The roof, like, goes down and then goes back up in the back. Not
Okay.
Not
if you say so.
not great. However, inside's really cool. There's like a little wooden table in between 2 seats. It's so ridiculous.
This looks like home done. It reminds me of the Richard Hammond limo thing.
It looks like a Photoshop.
That's what it looks like.
It's like, okay,
Stretch.
cut and then clone stamp the middle, and we're good.
And
I don't know what's going on with that rear quarter window either. It's like
this.
part of that weird bubble.
Yeah.
I think they put a front door on the back,
Right.
but it's like, so they put the
Oh, you're
driver's
right.
side
This
on
is
the
a driver's
passenger.
side door, and then yeah.
and then
Suicide
they
doors.
just kind of smudged the back to fit.
I really wasn't convinced it was a real car until I saw this picture, because you're not going to Photoshop this.
Mm-hmm.
Why you would also make this, I'm not entirely sure, but you know.
Well, we did see at least 2 other bugs in the background, so it is part of the affliction.
Yep. Never get a bug. You get
I
an
like the
infestation.
pile of bug parts back there. At least that's what I'm assuming it is.
Probably so. Yep.
I can't imagine that engine has a good time moving.
No.
When
I
there's more
mean-
weight.
I say the same thing because I use this engine in like the camper vans and whatnot, and that can't be fun.
It's got to be more than that, though.
This is more than a camper van, you think?
I think. I mean, think of when you, like, if they stretch the frame, they just kind of weld stuff together.
That is some
not-
3/4 inch ply. You're not wrong.
It's got to at least weigh twice as much as what it started out as.
Unfortunately, it's not twice as cool as it started out as. Unless you're a bug
Maybe
person.
half.
And you're probably like literally trying to stab me in the face right now. All right, Kurt.
Perhaps this should have gone in my mildly interesting, but I thought it was the best because this is. You will never find a cleaner, nicer looking, in great condition, 1993 Toyota Tercel Coupe with only 134,000 miles.
Why does this exist?
Exactly. Isn't that fantastic? This is like a
Look at this face. The whole front is like mint.
It is.
I don't think they looked this good when they were new.
Like they're only asking $2,300 for it. I mean, it
This
is
is what I was talking
what
about.
it is.
Take this to Radwood and win. Like literally.
Wow. Just wow.
It's so
Not a
bubbly.
blemish on it. It is
Well,
missing a hubcap.
it's missing
It's
one
missing one
hubcap.
I like that they spray painted it silver to try and make it match. And did a pretty good job. Like at first glance, it's hard to tell. Interior, freshly coated in overall.
But 0 rips or like it has 100-something thousand miles on it, and the seat doesn't look worn out.
Manual transmission. Oh, look at that.
How much more information do you need?
That's the most Spartan gauge cluster I've ever seen in my life.
I'm surprised that it just doesn't have a temperature light.
Yeah. Yep. That's the only really fancy feature is that there's a
like
idiot gauge temperature.
Blank
gauge.
off plates where there would be extra gauges.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Manual transmission, shift pattern? Nah. What in the heck?
Exactly. I was
What
waiting
is-
for you to get to this picture.
What world is this made in? I don't understand. For your listening, this engine bay is nicer than like Ferraris have when they're show cars. It's spotless.
None of the fasteners have any corrosion on them. There is 0 dirt anywhere in the engine bay, even in the crevices behind the engine.
It has the original like intake air.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that. Intake from the front
Tube.
all the way to the airbox.
This is unbelievable. This is the
It
most.
looks like it has all the little stock brackets and things and clamps and
This is the most unbelievable average thing that has ever existed.
who owned this?
And can they come
And it's
detail my car?
$2,500.
Trunk liner,
trunk.
perfectly conditioned.
Yeah, all you need is a little bit of carpet on the bottom of the trunk.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I think the owner of the whoever kept this in this shape gets a round of applause. Like that this took effort to keep a 1993 Toyota Tercel base model car in this good a shape is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, because you would expect it's the cheapest of the cheap transportation, right? You'd expect the little headlight surrounds where they have the kind of chrome silvery paint to be chipping off or something from just like road damage or anything.
And this is the kind of car that where the keyhole is, there's just a bunch of jab marks where the key has been misplaced.
Yeah.
Because you didn't buy a 1993 Toyota Tercel because you were in a good place in your life. But somebody out there cared enough to keep this in this shape. And then they started to do well, and they decided to go full hipster and get a Volvo wagon. Wow.
That also looks immaculate.
That's quite a spicy find there, Kurt.
It is. It is the best
That's the spiciest
Toyota Tercel you
Toyota
could find.
Tercel. Wow. Just wow.
Oh, those are fun to find.
You've been waiting for that the whole episode, haven't you? All right, ZK, good luck.
Oh,
This
Continue.
is actually somewhat of a repeat. I did find one of these before. However, this one is in much better shape and there's more pictures. It's amazing. It's a Cushman Mitten Vanster, 1988.
With a push
Once it
bar.
drives, it's all there. And there's a finger. So, bingo.
Bingo.
Are those tires blue?
I think so. Or is it just like the tint on the windows that's blue, giving everything the blue look?
It could be both. There's weird chemical stuff that turns tires blue from being in dirt. But that's for our audience to figure out.
Hmm.
But it looks like a little like golf cart van that you just swooshed it.
He smooshed it.
It's like 1 seat wide now.
I would like to note that this Cushman has more gauges than a 1993 Toyota Tercel.
Oh look, this owner's a small car.
Oh yeah, they got.
I was going to say the smart car in the background is his upgrade.
Oh, there's a doggo.
Bingo.
Bingo. Okay, well,
It has the hours meter instead of the mileage.
it has hours
has
and
both.
the mileage.
Oh, it does.
20,000 miles? That's impressive. That must have taken ages.
For what I think these were mostly used for, like meter maids type of.
Oh yeah, well,
Things.
anything that was like
It's got a
very.
3-speed plus reverse.
Where's the shifter?
On the left.
It just showed
side
it.
of-
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the shifter.
between the
Yeah.
door and the
Oh,
seat.
and it's a dog leg. Oh, that would confuse the crap out of you.
And it comes with a billiard ball.
Is this the Skid Factory? Did you find that in oil pan?
Not an 8-ball.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's an 11. I don't know.
Not
Looks like it's got a heater.
It's a Cushman, but it does not look like a cushy ride. It does not look like it would be,
What, you don't like the little ATV tires?
or this headrest that is 2 pieces of wood with leather or pleather strapped over top of them.
I think that's also your backrest.
Well,
that's the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like you can have technically 2 people in this.
Technically 2. But the driver sits like in the center, so you better like each other, is what I'm saying.
So cute.
It looks like a scaled down train engine from the front.
It looks like a scaled down train engine from the... yeah, I could see that.
Just because, yeah, it's like narrow but wide.
And then
Narrow
the-
but wide.
narrow-
You know what I'm saying,
It's
everybody.
narrow but wide. Just like, oh, what was it earlier?
Voice to speech.
Voice to speech, yeah. Listen,
It
both
looks
me
like a
and Kurt just got done streaming, so it's been a long day.
it looks like one of the like Ford vans, but you put a mirror, just past the headlight and you looking at it reflected on itself.
Oh boy, we're going to some weird places now.
More Photoshop tricks. That's all.
That's an optical refraction joke, everybody.
Those are very hot these days.
And there's the engine, which looks like an engine.
You
I don't
say
know.
that, but I don't know where the actual engine part of this
Yeah,
is.
there's a bunch of hoses and manifolds,
like-
but none of it makes sense.
Multiple
2
filters.
fuel filters. One of them does not look clean.
No.
They don't look like they're going to the same place.
There's an
I know,
alternator
they
there.
don't look like they're coming from the same place either.
Is that 2 coils? Does this thing have 2 engines?
Boy, it is confusingly that way. There's 2 fuel filters. There's multiple. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wonder if it runs on gas and propane, and that's why it has redundant fueling. Because this looks like a propane carburetor setup. Could be. I don't know. There's got to be a Cushman expert out there, right? This is the internet. There's experts of everything.
It's Mr. Cushman himself.
Mr. Cushman.
Insert crickets sound effect.
Yeah. That would require editing, and that's not going to happen this week.
But doggo.
There is a doggo. There is a doggo. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be the Cushman, the immaculate Tercel, or the Stretch-a-Bug? You get to decide. Vote now for your favorite best of ad of the week. I think that does it for our show here. Unless you have any final remarks, gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Is somebody else joining us?
I was expecting some kind of good Kurt J quip there, but between the fact that you did just get done streaming and the fact that you've been moving for a week, I think the amount of available brain power for all of us here is pretty low this week.
Yeah.
So we're sorry.
Speech to voice.
Speech to voice. Thank you as always for watching, everybody, and thanks to our sponsors. Xerxes and Toaster, I guess. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wait, does Flat Face Cat have a name?
No, not yet. Maybe. We'll see.
The cat doesn't have a name? How does the cat not have a name?
The cat has a name. I just don't know what the procedure is going to be. You know what I mean. You'll find out.
Alrighty then. Bye.